Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 62 of the best sports show out. Highly opinionated. I'm your co-host, Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back. The best co-host in the game. What's up, Tim? How you doing, my brother?
What's good, man? Hey, man, I hope I ain't get fined for missing 2 weeks this year, man, brother. You know what I'm saying? My check still come clear. You know what I'm saying? But good to be back, man. I'm a little mad today, but we're going to get into that, man, because a lot of people don't know football rules, man, so we're going to get into that, though, man. But I'm definitely happy to be here today, talk ball, man.
Man, we are glad to have you here. You will never be fired. It might be a zero off your check, but you're never getting fired. Might be 1-0 taken off your check, but you're never getting fired, brother. We always happy to have you, bro. You know that. All love. Ladies and gentlemen, football school 1-on-1 is in session. Tim is the teacher this episode. He is going to guide the football audience through football school 1-on-1, what a catch is and what a catch is not. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, the best producer, the best editor, the best guy here on Highly Opinionated. What's up, Ross? How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How you feeling, Josh?
I am good, man. How are you? Everything good, bro?
Yeah, I can't complain. I'm definitely ready to get to this episode and see what y'all got to say. It was a lot of good football, a lot of bad football, a lot of questionable calls, a lot of injuries. So it's a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, a lot of football. We got recap. College football, the NFL, get a little basketball in it, get a little basketball in at the end of the show. So definitely a jam-packed episode 62. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching episode 61. Me, Ross, JG was on that last week. We missed our brother Tim. Tim is here this week. Good to have you back, my brother. But thank you guys for checking out episode 61. Appreciate all the love and support. You guys make the show. This is a show for the people, about your sports take, about your sports takes. We've had athletes on. We have non-athletes on. This is a show for the people. No matter demographic, race, gender, etc. We don't care. You have a sports take, this is the place for you. So we appreciate all the love and support. And we look forward to all the future love, support, and engagement, disagreements, etc. Again, this is the place for you. Ross, before we get started, let them know where they can follow us on our social medias.
Yes, sir. Y'all can follow us on Instagram at highly opinionated __. Follow us on TikTok at highly opinionated _SS, and follow us on Twitter at highly O_SS. And of course, y'all already on YouTube, so make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we will comment back.
Tim, my brother, you ready to get episode 62 started?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Tim, let's start off with the college football playoffs. College football playoff bracket, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys see on the screen. Before we get to the bracket, as the bracket's on the screen, let's give a shout out to the conference champions. Let's give a shout out to Indiana. They're the Big Ten champions. Georgia, SEC champions. Duke, ACC champions. James Madison, Sun Belt champions. Tulane, AAC champions. Western Michigan won the MAC. Kennesaw State won Conference USA. And Boise State won the Mountain West Conference. So congratulations to those conference champions. Well-deserved, not well-deserved, well-earned. You earned your conference championship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys see on the screen, your college football 12-team bracket. Number 1 seed, Indiana. Number 2 seed, Ohio State. Number 3 seed, Georgia. Number 4 seed, Texas Tech. Number 5 seed, Oregon. Number 6, Ole Miss. Number 7, Texas A&M. Number 8, Oklahoma. Number 9, Alabama. Number 10, Miami. Number 11, Tulane. Number 12, James Madison. Tim, your thoughts on the 12-team college football playoffs?
Yeah, man, I've been saying a lot of. So I was off work today, right? So I got to listen to everybody else's opinion today, and boy, couldn't they not have been more wrong? I just heard a bunch of nothing today, like a bunch of nothing, and I just don't understand this thinking, right? So first of all, I'm tired of people saying they want to see the 12 best teams, right? The format doesn't allow the 12 best teams to get in. The format, that's how the format is set up, right? James Madison and Tulane aren't one of the 12 best teams, but that's the format. So I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, I want to see the 12. You're not going to see the 12 best teams, all right? They go by the 12 most deserving, whatever word y'all want to use is not the 12 best teams. So could we stop saying y'all want to see the 12 best teams? Because in this current format, that's not what you're going to get. Second of all, how Alabama get in? Like, it to me, it don't make sense. Notre Dame had a better record. Alabama, Texas is playing better football than Alabama right now. I'd rather y'all have said Texas. Y'all have said Texas. I wouldn't have said nothing. Alabama ain't played good football in a month. I just don't understand how they got in. Notre Dame, they lost 2 games, but they ain't losing a month, and they've been blowing everybody out. I just don't see how, if we watching the games, how was Alabama still one of the best teams to y'all? And they literally haven't been good in the last month. Like, they've been struggling with everybody. Like, they haven't been good. Like, and my last thing, who is on this committee? Like, I need names and addresses because I just want to talk to them personally just to figure out, like, have you ever played football? Like, what metrics do y'all use? What eye test do you use? Because it don't make sense. Because it's like, I just don't get it. BYU, they lost to a top 4 team twice. That's the only team they lost to. Alabama lost to Florida State. I'm a Florida State fan. Florida State won 5 games in the ACC. Just make it make sense. I just need some clarification. How do we rank? Like how? What does the other teams got to do to get in? And y'all know me. I've been big against Notre Dame because they ain't in the conference. Y'all know that. I've been saying that, but I just don't understand how they get bumped for a team with hasn't been playing as good and lost in the championship game. And I don't want to hear they beat Georgia by 3 in Georgia. That was week 4. Okay. We just watched y'all play again, and you got dominated. Like you got, like, I ain't gonna say you got dominated, but like it wasn't a good game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't get the criteria for none of this no more. It doesn't make sense.
College football playoff committee: Chris Alt, Tony Dannon, Mark D'Antonio, Mark Harlan, Jeff Long, Ivan Mason, Chris Masario, Mike Riley, David Saylor, Wesley Walls, Carla Williams, Hunter Yurchek. That is your college football playoff committee.
Is D'Antoni the former coach at Michigan State?
The former coach at Michigan State. That's
the only coach they got on. I think that, and I'm not 100% sure, but I never heard.
I think that's another coach on there. I don't know how great he is, but I don't. Mark D'Antoni got a name because he coached at Michigan State.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know how big the other coach. I'm assuming there's more than one coach on the committee. I don't think they just will have one coach on the committee. I agree with some of what you said. I had Alabama in the playoffs. Watching the Georgia game, I took Alabama out of the playoffs. You said you don't want to hear that Alabama beat Georgia. Okay, you don't want to hear about the team getting the best win of the season. Okay, cool. That to me that matters.
By 3 points, like it's not. I mean, they won but 3 points.
I know. To me, you're debating the margin of win. I'm just saying that they won. How much you win by? To me, that really don't matter. The fact that you won, you won. Also, let me say this: they played Georgia twice in Georgia. Tim, where was the SEC championship game at? The location, not the name of the stadium. They had to play Georgia twice essentially at Georgia. Now, I will say you are right that they haven't played well the last month of the season. They lost to Oklahoma 23-21. By the way, Oklahoma put the blueprint out on how to beat Alabama. You blitz Alabama's running backs. Jam Miller, who hasn't been there, you feel me? Who got hurt is their best blitz. Blitz picking up the blitz running back. He hasn't been there. You blitz the running back because Todd Simpson likes to slide protection. So when you go to the line as a defense, if you know the quarterback is going to slide protection, you can basically okey-doke the quarterback, outthink the quarterback, and send the pressure the opposite way. Oklahoma put the blueprint out. But yeah, you are right. Alabama's not played well. They lost to Oklahoma. They beat EIU 56-0, some bad, Panera Bread. They barely beat Auburn 27-20, and they lost to Georgia 28-7. So I agree with you on the merit of they haven't played well. But for me, the reason why I had Alabama in, yes, they did beat Georgia early in the season. That should count. They also have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 ranked wins. Notre Dame's best win is against USC. In my opinion, USC is a middle. Slightly above average Big Ten. Slightly above average Big Ten.
Let me cut you off. Out of them 4 ranked, who the best one out them 4 ranked wins? Is it Vandy?
Georgia.
They beat Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, Alabama. I know you don't talk about 3 points, but they beat Georgia.
They won. I'm not knocking the win. I'm just
no. I get your point. But they only beat them by. No, I'm not trying to be funny when I say it. They only did beat them by 3. So I get your point on that. And then Georgia blew them out by 21. So Georgia make a couple plays in that first game. They probably win the first game. I'll give you that. But they still won the game.
Yeah,
they beat Vandy 30-14. Then they beat Missouri 27-24. And then they beat Tennessee 37-20. So the Missouri and Tennessee are the lower tiers, but they beat Georgia and they beat Vandy. Vandy, to me, you're right. James Madison and Tulane, I'm not trying to be mean to them. Congratulations that they got in, but we know what's going to happen their first round game against Oregon respectfully and against Ole Miss respectfully. We know they don't stand a chance. So I'll give you that. So we don't have the 12 best teams. But as far as the team that they selected, I don't have a problem with it. My problem is with Notre Dame. Notre Dame needs to get in the conference. Tim, a couple years ago, when they had Trevor Lawrence, guess where Clemson played Notre Dame in what? The ACC championship. If Notre Dame was in the conference, they would have been in the college football playoff. They would have won their their conference championship, maybe other than the Big Ten and the SEC. They was in the ACC, they would have won the conference championship. And if they was in the they probably would have won the Big 12 because I think they're a little better than Texas Tech, but it would have been a good game. But they would have been in the college football playoff. For me, you're right. We don't have the 12 best teams, so we need to stop arguing that point because we don't have that. They wanted to add one non-group of 14, but this year they had 2 because of what the ACC did. What this year shows me is that this is the beginning stages of this playoff. They need to improve the playoff by. Tim, you know this. I know you wasn't on the show last week. Duke and Virginia should have never played in the ACC championship.
Well, I agree. Yeah, 1,000%.
They should have never played in the ACC championship. Never. And I knew Duke was going to win that game because, you needed chaos. So the best way to get chaos, Duke win that game. Now you have 2 group of 4 teams, Tulane, James Madison in the college football playoff instead of having one. So we need the college football playoff the conferences need to improve their conference standing. Their standards are how they decide who's going to the conference championship. They need to improve that. Alabama, to me, they deserve to be in. I'm not going to penalize a team that loses in the conference championship. And you can say the same thing about BYU, but BYU didn't beat Texas Tech this year. They got on the field both times, and it was blowout both times. At least Alabama can say, not only did we defeat Georgia, we played them close. You feel me? In the first game. And the second game was somewhat close, but it got away from Alabama towards the end of the game. It was 7-0. It was somewhat close, 14-0. So Alabama was in striking distance. Texas Tech, in my opinion, was always better than BYU. BYU never was going to beat Texas Tech.
Yeah, so, but that's I get that point, but it's like that's the only team I lost to though. So like you know what I'm saying, and that's the number 14. Yeah. Y'all got the number 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, yeah, we can't beat them, but we could beat a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's you know what I'm saying. That would be my argument for them. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I just think when you have your moment. Go ahead, bro.
Honestly, I really think if you watch Texas Tech play, they a better version of BYU. They run the ball. They don't really do a whole lot of throwing. They play good defense. Like to me, they same team. Texas Tech just spent more money and they better at it. Honestly, from watching both games, like.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can say that. I just think Texas Tech is better. I think their offense is a little more dynamic than BYU now. BYU would rock by a freshman quarterback. What really are you going to put on the shoulders? We seen that at Michigan with a freshman quarterback. They really didn't put too much on his shoulders as well. So how much are you really going to put on a freshman quarterback shoulders? I'll give you that. But my point is, I just think you can't. BYU just had to be good in one of the games. They weren't good in either one of them. Alabama, to me, shown like they can compete with Georgia.
Even if that game was close, BYU wasn't getting there. Like we know that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
BYU to me, BYU had to win. That listen.
Exactly.
The one thing I hate, the one thing I'm hating that I'm hearing is SEC bias. Alabama got held out the playoff last year. They held them out last year.
They lost though. Didn't they lost?
No, I know they had 3 losses, but they held them out. They still held them out. So my point is, they have the same amount of losses this year that they had last year. They held them out last year. So I just think, all right, put it this way: we can't get the 12 best teams, but take out the non-qualifying teams, the team that win that conference or the group of 4. I think they're trying to get the best teams in. You feel me? Because basically you have slotted slots. Whereas the group of 4, the ACC champ, the Big 12 champ, the SEC champ, whatever, the Big 12, you feel me? Like ACC, whatever. Like you got those 5 slots, and then the other 7 slots are, they try and get the best teams in. Texas has a gripe to not being in here. Because they got 3 losses. They might have the second best win on the season, second or third best, depending on where you put Indiana's win over Ohio State. Vanderbilt should be like, damn, man, we should take a look. BYU, I'm gonna give you another team. Utah only got 2 losses. You feel me? That's another team. So Tim, eventually they're gonna expand it, but I'm not upset about the teams that they select in the playoffs. I'm really looking forward to that Alabama-Oklahoma game. Alabama-Oklahoma game. We'll pick that game next week. But I think we're gonna see the best of the Crimson Tide. You feel me? Because all they're gonna hear is that they don't deserve. You feel me? That's all they're gonna hear about. Them in Miami. That's all they're gonna hear about. Let me make this one more point, and I'll give it back to you on college football. The team who I didn't think that deserved to be in there was Texas A&M, and I'm standing on that. I don't think Texas A&M season was that impressive. Yeah, they beat Notre Dame by 1 point. Congratulations for that. But if you look hard at their SEC schedule, and I said this last week, they were 7-1 in conference in the SEC. They played 4 teams that fired their coach: LSU, Arkansas, Florida, and Auburn. They didn't play back like we said. They didn't play Bama. They didn't play Georgia. They didn't even play Ole Miss. They just played Texas. So you feel me? So yeah, these conferences, it's a lot that needs to change. Conference schedules need to be lined up and fair, and try to be shaped out equally for everybody. And the conferences need to improve how they settle the conference championship. Because again, what the ACC did, the ACC set themselves up for failure.
Yeah,
they set them up for failure. So, any more thoughts on the college football playoffs, brother?
Yeah, my only point would be like the way you feel about A&M, I feel about Ohio State. They played Texas and didn't play nobody till Michigan. And Michigan is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like that's why I feel like when people start doing the schedule stuff, it's hard. So you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I feel like they gotta make some changes. Like they got a few changes to make. I wouldn't keep expanding it though. Like the more you expand it.
Well, yeah. You know they're going.
Oh, I know they are. Yeah, I know they are. But it's like the more you expand it, you know what I'm saying? Like the games, like if they're gonna get worse because you know what I'm saying? like they're gonna get worse.
Let me make this point to enhance your point, to make your point even better. I should say this: the championship games this week didn't even have the feel that they used to have. Like, think about it. You had the number 1 versus number 2 team. Yeah, it got hype, but it didn't get the hype that it deserved. You feel me? That was a good game, but it didn't get the hype that it deserved. So, whereas though some of them SEC championship games, where it was Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Georgia, except Auburn, whoever, like they had, they got the hype that it needed. Ohio State, Michigan game got more hype than the Big Ten championship game.
Yes, it did.
So, I mean, yeah, like, come on now. So, yeah, they definitely got to make some changes because the more you make more teams available for the college playoffs, like you said, you dilute the regular season. You dilute conference championship. And I remember we grew up on conference championships. Yeah, that meant something to win the Big Ten, the ACC, the SEC, the Pac-12, Big Ten, etc. So, yeah, man, college football, they definitely need to make some changes. But again, you guys, 12-team playoffs, the 12-team college football playoffs starts next week on ABC, ESPN, and TNT. Tim, we do have a game this week to pick. Army, Navy. Army comes into the game 6-5. Navy comes into the game 9-2. Navy's favored by 6. The over-under is 38.5. This game is at 3:00 on CBS. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jenny Dale on the call. Tim, who gets the win, Army or Navy?
And I'm pretty sure I took Army last year, and I showed you the letter that they, you know what I'm saying, when they was recruiting me, and I think they got whooped last year, if I'm not mistaken, right? Was that game close? They got whooped, right?
I think Army did win that game. I'm gonna look it up for you. Go ahead.
Okay, so this year I got flipped on my Army guys. I'm going Navy this year, man. I like what they see. The quarterback, his name's can't think of it right now, but I love what the quarterback does in that triple option run game. Give me Navy, man. Give me Navy to get the dub.
You like Navy to get the win against Army. Last year, Navy did defeat Army. Navy defeated Army 31-13. Army was 11-2. Navy was 9-3. Army was actually ranked going into that game. And Navy definitely defeated them. I am with you, brother. I'm taking Navy as well. Quarterback Blake Horvath. You know, a little close to 1,400 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season. But his rushing, we definitely understand what he does rushing. He's definitely valuable to their attack with the running. Pulling up his rushing stats now. This year he's rushed for over 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns. Last year he rushed for over 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns. So he's provided that stable run pass option that they need at Navy. So I'm with you, brother. Give me Navy to defeat Army. One thing I want to say about this game, we both picked Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, the college bowl season starts this week. And before we put the schedule up, to me, it's a travesty that they're starting the bowl schedule on the same day as Army Navy. To me, Army and Navy should have their day. The servicemen of the United States, they should have their day where it's just that game on in college football. It was like that years ago. To me, they should go back to that. I understand that we want to get more bowl games on TV, ESPN, Fox, CBS. You know, they want to make money. I get that. But Army, Navy, that football game, that day, they should have their day, in my opinion. So I'm not a fan of bowl games being started on the same day as Army, Navy. However, again, the bowl games start this weekend. And we have 2 bowl games that start on Saturday. We have the Celebration Bowl and we have the LA Bowl. Celebration Bowl has South Carolina State, Prairie View A&M, and the LA Bowl has Boise State and Washington. South Carolina State, Prairie View A&M, you can see that 12 o'clock on ABC. 3:30, switch over to CBS to watch the Army-Navy game. And then at 8 o'clock, you have the LA Bowl between Boise State and Washington, as you guys see on the graphic on your screen. Army-Navy this weekend. College bowl season starts this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break to watch Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. As you can see, we have a special guest, friend of the show, the guy that knows all sports just as good as Tim and myself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Sal from DDOS Network. What's up, Sal? How you doing, Sal?
What's good? It's good to
Everything
see y'all,
good
man.
with you? Everything good with you, my brother?
Everything is peachy. It's cold, but peachy.
Good, man. We are happy to have you, Sal. Congratulations on all your success. Congratulations on everything you're doing with DDOS Network. Let the audience know, what is DDOS Network?
So DDOS Network is actually a network that I started, and I started it. I honestly started because of guys like y'all. Y'all kind of inspired me to want to take on the journey to speak about sports. I always talk about sports on social media, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. And I figured, why not? I just step into that space, especially not already having a lane that was, that was kind of made for me. I kind of just made my own lane, and that's kind of how that went.
Okay. What's on? So what's on DDOS Network? Like, describe what programming is on there. What programs do you have on there? What programs are you trying to get in the future?
So a lot of the shows that are currently on DDOS Network, on Mondays I have a sports. I don't want to say sports. On Mondays I have a basketball show that I talk about, where we cover, rather it be WNBA, NBA, fantasy basketball, fantasy WNBA. And those are the things that we cover on Mondays. Tuesdays, we usually cover NFL, fantasy NFL. And usually during those shows, that's when we're covering different news that's going on, different injuries that may be going on, different players to stream if you are a manager with fantasy sports. So a lot of those shows they kind of cover that. We also cover games as well during those different shows as well. And Wednesdays is typically when I talk about a mix of different sports. So it may be basketball, football, and maybe even baseball. And sometimes even on Fridays, I try to cater it to my fight fans, and that's why I love Fridays, Fighting Fridays. That's what I love to call it. And I love to cater it to fight fans because a lot of people they enjoy the luxury of, oh, that's who fighting tomorrow. Because usually on Fridays, that's when you have maybe a weigh-in that may be happening for a fight that might be happening the next day on Saturday. So I try to give that friendly reminder on Fridays and have a show that's catered towards maybe what they might have missed during that week of something for a build up to a fight. So, for example, maybe a grand arrival, a press conference, or like I said, a weigh in.
Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, so where can we listen to I got two questions. Where can we listen to your show at? And what time do these shows I know they different days, but do they start around the same time? Like,
yeah, absolutely. So I can be found on TikTok, I can be found on Instagram, I can be found on Threads, all under DDOS Network. And that's Delta, Octopus, or Oscar and Samuel Network. And on Facebook, I got a Facebook page as well, and I can be found on Daily Dosage of Sports Network. You gotta say the whole thing, like a Tribe Called Quest or a Pimp Named Slick, but you gotta say the whole thing. And also on Station Head. Station Head is it is a radio streaming app, and on this particular app, it's like XM Radio, and whoever is able to tune into the radio station is whoever is able to hear the live shows, but you can also hear the recorded shows as well. And I do have YouTube footage that I am in the process of launching. I have Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, stuff that I'm about to launch. So between now and the end of 2025, I'm trying to end on a high note. And 2026, man, I'm just trying to hit the ground running. And you know, I want to close with saying, for different listeners and viewers, as stated earlier, I am the founder of Daily Dosage of Sports Network, better known as DDOS Network, which is where you can like and follow and ultimately be a part of this journey. And like I said, I started this journey for shows that it's going to give you a culture perspective on sports. It's going to give you an unfiltered, raw, and opinionated, highly opinionated, and all vibes kind of feel. And that's ultimately what I want to give different listeners and viewers. So tap in.
Absolutely. Daily Dosage of Sports Network. I love the name. I love the idea. My last question of DDOS Network is, what do you, from 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where do you see yourself at with DDOS Network?
5-10 years from now, I see myself having shows that can air ultimately 24/7. Right now, I ultimately do a lot of live shows, and the goal is to obtain more production behind it. I got a plethora of sponsors that are behind me right now, but I don't feel like that I'm at a place just yet. So just like how you said, maybe 5-10 years, what does that look like? I'm hoping that I can have one more sponsors too. I'm hoping that I can have, because ESPN didn't become ESPN overnight. So the goal is, if I can become a network that I can continue to build and grow. And just like I said, any listeners, any viewers, support, tap in. It's I don't want to say it's a different perspective on sports, but it is. It's a different perspective on sports, and I think the other reason why I ultimately wanted to take that leap of faith of pursuing something like sports talk radio was mainly, or even just a sports talk journey within itself, was because there was so many people that encouraged me that I didn't know to start this, that they saw me go viral more than once. Like, man, you got some fire takes. We like you. And I felt like I didn't want to continue that journey from a personal perspective. So how can I separate the personal life that I have when I'm talking about sports versus I have a whole network where I cover this. Like, don't call me on the phone and let's talk about sports. Come and find me on the show where I'm gonna talk about sports. So that was ultimately what also was the influence to me beginning the whole sports network. And the sports network, like I said, I ultimately want to be able to just I want to have it set up to whereby it's structured in a way where I'm covering different sports. And when you come onto the network, you tap into the network. There are multiple ways you can catch us. Just like I said, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, a station head, different live recordings via Facebook, Threads, Twitter, or X, whatever people want to call it, or even TikTok. Basically, I want to be able to find you wherever you at, and I want you to be able to find me wherever you at. Like, everybody, their thing ain't Facebook, their thing might be Instagram. So I try to cater those kind of people, cater to those kind of people, however I can and whenever I can, and just be able to continue to try to provide that daily dosage of sports for people, because that's ultimately the goal. The goal is to provide you your daily dosage of sports, especially after you unwind your day. A lot of people, when they get home and they unwind, you want to unwind in a way where it's like, man, let me see what everybody was talking about today. Let me see what happened in the world. Unless you're getting notifications from different streaming apps, well, not streaming apps, but different apps like ESPN that's telling you, hey, this person is injured, they're done for the season, and I want to be that source that you have, that trustable source that you have, that is like, oh, hey, this person's out for the rest of the season. Or, hey, well, let me turn into the show to see who they may be saying that might be a great pickup option in maybe fantasy. I might have this person on my fantasy team, so let me see who I might be able to go and pick up or stream for my team. So ultimately, that was the goal, and like hopefully that answered the question. 5-10 years from now, I want to be able to have a 24/7 kind of outline that will cover. Let's say you work a third shift, you want to be. I want you to still be able to have a way to be able to tap into this journey that I started with having a sports network, and hopefully, I mean, it's as big as ESPN. And I don't know if it'll be there in 5-10 years, but that's what I'm striving for. If I'm as big as ESPN in 5-10 years, I don't want to say it will exceed my expectations, but like I said, I gotta. So one of the other things that I do, sidebar, is I want to work with different independent artists. But like a lot of people, they hear commercials. I want to work with different independent artists to be able to play some of their music during commercials, to be able to help them gain exposure as well. So that's another asset that I do with the network as well, that a lot of people that they find very fascinating as well. So I didn't want to forget to leave that part out as well.
No, absolutely. To me, so I've had the privilege of coming on your show, the radio form of doing your show. I love it. I love the idea. The reason why is because everything in life starts with a thought. In order to actually get the best out of the thought, you have to execute the thought. The worst thing is having a thought and you don't execute the thought. So the fact that you're not comparing yourself to, no disrespect to Susie May or Johnny Q, you feel me? You comparing yourself to the worldwide leader in sports and saying, I want sports on 24/7. That's a great idea, because as sports continues to grow, the want and need for sports is going to be more. So the want for shows like this and other people that's doing shows like this and other platforms, other athletes that's doing podcast is going to be more. If you look at ESPN now, think about it. Like they had Pat McAfee on their show. Pat McAfee is signed to ESPN with College Game Day, but he really does his own show. That's his own lane. They've allowed commentators like Stephen A. Smith to do their own thing. So yeah, every day, Monday through Friday. So I love the idea. Again, everything starts with every idea starts with a thought, and the best way to try to execute a thought is to execute the actual thought that you have in mind. So comparing yourself to the best and trying to be up there with the best. That's what we aim to do that here. Like we don't just look at ourselves as we just talking. We try to educate and inform the audience. Now whether they listen or not, that's up to them. You feel me? So my compadre later on in the episode going to teach people about what's a catch and what's not a catch. You feel me? So like whether you want to listen or not, that's up to you. But love the ideas. I love the idea. Congratulations on all the success, and any way we can help you, highly opinionated, bro. We got you. So
hey, that I like how you tiptoe with that that catch situation.
Hey, one thing I'm gonna say this. One thing I've learned how to do on this show. I've learned how to host the show. Like I don't know how to do nothing else. I learned when you host, you gotta tiptoe through some things. So yeah, I definitely learned how to do that. You trust me, you learned how to do that as well. So hosting the show, you learn how to tiptoe through some things. Speaking
I appreciate when I'm in the setting of stuff like that.
Yeah,
I do.
Absolutely. Speaking of the NFL, before we get you up out of here, just give you your time. Tell me what you think about what's going on in the NFL currently. Teams overachieving, teams underachieving. What you think about the NFL currently?
I'm gonna save the best for last. I'm gonna start with. I started out the season being pleasantly shocked and surprised by the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not really sure if Daniel Jones' injury is going to matter significantly for them, but definitely was impressed with the body of work that the Indianapolis Colts was putting together, because I felt like at one point, what is it that Jonathan Taylor has to do to be an MVP? And I also felt like, what does any other player, not a quarterback, has to do to be an MVP? And then I got to thinking, when was the last defensive MVP player? It was Lawrence Taylor back in like 85, 86.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Right. So for me, I got to thinking, like, a non-quarterback. What does a player have to do that's a non-quarterback? And we saw JSN. He was doing phenomenal things for a decent spurt into the season. But as the season evolved, I feel like Joe Burrow, he came back on the heater. He came back like he went back in blood. Like he, I don't know. I have no idea who poked the bear in the Bengals locker room, but it's definitely. He came back with a fire up under him. It's appreciated to see. You got other teams that are also kind of a shot, but not a shot like the Bears. Chicago Bears, they're a shot, but they're not really a shot. If you saw everything that they got in that Bryce Young trade, it's not really that shocking. When you saw everything they got for that trade, you got to believe, like, all right, y'all got to be able to make something happen out of all of these ingredients that y'all getting. There's no way.
Not to cut you off. Question for you. You think the Bears making the playoffs?
Do I think yes.
Okay.
I think the Bears are making the playoffs. Even if it's gonna look ugly. I think it's, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say I hate to jump the gun. I think the NFC North is the exciting division in the entire league right now.
Better. Hold. All right, let me do this.
That's a hot take.
I want to get to. That is a hot take. I want to come back to that in 1 second. I actually want to get my brother on the record. Be on my side. Let me get to him real quick. Tim. So, do you think the Bears are going to make the playoffs?
Absolutely not. I don't think they're going. They might beat Cleveland. I think they beat Cleveland, but they won't win another game after Cleveland. Like I think
okay. They won't win another game.
And they might struggle with Cleveland too. Like I don't even think that's an onset win to me. Like I think when people watch, like I'm starting to think my TV look a little different. Like it's got to be like watching the Bears. Like Caleb Williams is extremely gifted, but he misses a lot of throws. Whereas though like he just misses them. Like he misses a lot of layups. So like offensively, you stop the run, you're fine. Like he just gonna miss too many passes for me to, you know what I'm saying, for me to actually believe in them actually doing something. And if you look at their schedule down the stretch, they have Browns, Detroit, Green Bay, and 49ers. Like I don't see them winning. I don't see them, like I said, other than possibly the Browns, and I think that's gonna be a dog fight.
I don't know their week 18 game, but their next game is Cleveland, then Green Bay, then the 49ers, and I don't know who week 18 is.
It's Detroit.
It's Detroit.
Detroit.
Okay. Yeah, they play Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I still would say yes. They are making the playoffs.
Well, we gonna definitely find out with the Bears. So I just wanted to come back to you now about, you said the NFC North, the most exciting. So you think it's more exciting than the NFC West?
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about NFC West with the 49ers, Cardinals, the Rams, and Seahawks. Do I feel? Yes. Because of the body of work that they put together last year. One of my biggest issues with the 49ers is that it's something strange with that team that they have multiple injuries every season. Have you saw Brandon Ayuk play all season?
Yeah.
I have not.
No.
They even, if I ain't mistaken, he probably might not play. He probably might not play again for them.
No, he's not.
Yeah, probably won't. So yeah, we're not gonna see him play at all.
Yeah, that's probably a fact. But you also got guys like Jacoby Brissett, who's in the driver's seat for the rest of the season, most likely for the Arizona Cardinals. So the Kyler Murray, he lost his job. Where's he going to end up next season? Those two teams, they on the cusp of like, well, we don't know what's going to happen next season with them. It's with the NFC North. The reason why I said what I said is because NFC North, if you look at the body of work that that whole division put together last season, they had like 3 teams with over 10 wins, and that made the playoffs. The worst team that was in that division last season was the Bears. And that was because they were still in that half a rebuild with Caleb Williams. He was a rookie then. He took the most sacks he ever had. It was most sacks that a rookie quarterback, if I ain't mistaken, probably ever took. They had Roma Duze, who wasn't really getting no time, and now he's supposed to be the man there. So it's some, in my opinion, there's so many layers to the NFC North that it just makes it so exciting. Unfortunately, the Vikings don't look like the Vikings no more, and I'm sure they might pivot, which will continue to make that division more exciting because I think they believe that JJ is not their quarterback. They know for sure Max Bromes, I don't even know his name. They know for sure he's not their guy. So I mean, if you look at the landscape of what's going on in the league, they're gonna pivot some type of way. But what will that pivot look like? Maybe they might look into getting like a Joe Flacco or something. But when you got star players like a Justin Jefferson in the offseason, his voice got to be heard as far as like, hey, get me somebody that's gonna get me the ball again. Even if y'all got to call Sam Darnold again, get him on the phone.
I was with you till you said Joe Flacco.
Give me somebody that's gonna throw me the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston.
Joe Flacco.
I mean,
who?
Jameis wouldn't be bad in Minnesota.
No, not at all. Hey, Tony, what team are you a fan of? For the people who don't know,
I'm a Ravens fan.
Okay,
that's why I said I say the best for last.
All right, yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even want to talk about them.
I got you.
I really don't.
So you did mention MVP, right? Who you was talking about Jonathan Taylor. I feel like to talk about that. I feel like for a non-quarterback to win the MVP, they got to break some type of record. Like you got to break some type of record. So for Jonathan Taylor, I don't think he's going to break a record. So I don't think he's going to get MVP because that it's really a quarterback award unless you do something out of the ordinary at any other position.
I agree with that way too much.
Yeah.
I feel like Saquon, he had a chance last season.
Yeah, I think if he broke the record, yeah, I'm with you. If he broke the record, I think he would have got MVP.
But I think last season it still was like, yeah, if anything, you are like fifth with getting this award because it was a toss up between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson last season.
I got you. Yeah,
it wasn't. I don't think nobody felt like, yeah, well, he's going to supersede them and he's going to take that award. Nobody felt like that. We all knew it was Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, and obviously Josh Allen, he ended up winning it, but I think it's too much of an MVP versus this is just another quarterback award. Who is the best quarterback in the league? If that's what it is, just call it that.
Nah, I agree with that. It should be a quarterback award. We've been saying that for a while too. So it should be just
The last non-quarterback to win the MVP was Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
It was Adrian Peterson, and that was what that had to be what
early 2000s.
I would say like
11. Because it was at he won it. Did he win it after he tore his ACL?
If we talking about MVP, I don't think it's gonna happen again. No time soon, at least.
I
hate to say it. It's unfortunate. Like the league, they in that much of a shamble that it's gonna be a best quarterback, and they just need to call it a best quarterback award and keep it pushing. Don't call it an MVP award. If Jonathan Taylor got hurt and they still had Daniel Jones, that team would have went downhill
for sure.
Like I'm trying to find the best analogy where it's like it was an immediate downward plummet that was like on a 90 degree. It just went straight down. Like I don't see that team going nowhere without Jonathan Taylor. The reason why they had the success that they did was because of Jonathan Taylor. They have a phenomenal rookie in Tyler Warren on that team as tight end, but Josh Downs, he looked like a dumpster fire all season, low key. Alec Pierce has been a surprisingly great wide receiver this season. Mike Pittman, he just been doing his job. He show up to work. He's been consistent. He do his job. He go home, come to practice, show back up to work, do his job, keep it pushing. It ain't been too many complaints about Mike Pittman all season. But when you got guys like Jonathan Taylor, I think most of the games they lost, he probably ain't had that impressive of a game.
Yeah, you stop Jonathan Taylor, you put the ball in. No, my bad, Tim. I'm sorry. You stop Jonathan Taylor, you put the ball in Daniel Jones' hands. Yeah, that's basically essentially how teams were beating the coach. You stop that good offensive line from blocking, providing holes for Taylor, and that's basically how the teams have defeated the coach. Started with the Steelers when they went up to Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. Tim, just on your point about Adrian Peterson, the last non-quarterback to win the MVP was 2012. The last person was Adrian Peterson. After that, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Tom Brady 3 times. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen. And we'll probably have a quarterback who win it this year with Matthew Stafford winning. So, might as well just call it the best quarterback award. I definitely agree with you on that, Sal. Sal, before we get you up out of here, we want to get you up out of here with what two teams do you think will play in the Super Bowl?
Not the Baltimore Ravens. I hate to say it. It hurt my soul to say that. It really do. What two teams will be in the Super Bowl? That's an interesting question because clearly the Chiefs, they done for. They cooked. Chiefs are cooked. So I don't think that the gatekeeper is over for them. I think the level of opposition for the New England Patriots, it ain't been that great. So I mean, Drake May, he looks very impressive against subpar teams, but in the Super Bowl this season, oh man. I could see a team like the Houston Texans sneaking in because offense wins games, defense wins championships, and they have a really good defense that's sneaky good.
And who would the Houston Texans play?
I could see that opponent being the Los Angeles Rams. That the way that defense plays when they are fully healthy is pretty good. The way that offense plays when it's fully healthy, and I don't even think they got to be really fully healthy, to be honest, to give you numbers. But they had a strange game when they played against the Carolina Panthers. But I think that most great teams, they have that one game that's like a head scratcher. And the Rams, I think they had that game with the Carolina Panthers. And they played the Carolina Panthers without J.C. Horn, which is arguably their best defensive player. Well, probably even the best player on the team. Arguably. But I feel like the Los Angeles Rams, the team is so kind of complete that, I mean, you really got it from coaching, the offense, defense, everything. You kind of got other teams that can kind of do that, but I don't really see nobody dethroning the Los Angeles Rams. Houston Texans, I think they'll make it scrappy. My only concern with the Houston Texans is their running back room. Nick Chubb is a concern for me. Willie Marks is clearly a rookie. Joe Mixon, he made accusations like, how y'all gonna leak a report about me? And it's still no report on playing this season. So I mean, if we been real, I mean, if they want to call a free agent running back just to get another body in the room, do that. But you got guys like Howie Roseman that he gonna have something to say about that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be definitely time to level up in the NFL. Definitely time to maybe sign somebody here and there, where though you can use them for the playoffs. So it's definitely some guys that are still free agents that I'm shocked are free agents.
Yeah, but I
definitely get what you on that. But your Super Bowl right now would be the Texans and the Eagles.
No.
I mean, I said the Texans and the Eagles. I'm sorry, the Texans and the Rams.
I love what Howie Roseman and the Eagles have done. He been making trades and
like the Rams
transition moves.
Okay, wow.
Nah, he
just been making your point about the Texans. Yeah, that defense.
No. Yeah. I was gonna say I peeked, but with the Philadelphia Eagles, I would have said them, but Howie Roseman, he's impressed me with his transition moves and really his trades. My man, he trade like he playing Madden. So I mean, I'd love to see the Eagles again, kind of, but the Eagles, I don't like the way that they look on offense. I feel like Jalen Hurts, he's been kind of exposed to being a mid quarterback. Dak, he got exposed for being a mid quarterback, and all these mid quarterbacks, they're not gonna get it done for you. Especially when you got two dynamic receivers, and both of those teams got dynamic receivers. And you got the Los Angeles Rams. They got dynamic receivers, but they also got a quarterback that it ain't no doubt in your mind that he gonna get the job done every week. You sort of kind of say the same for Dak, but Dak, I don't think he's really trustable, and neither is that defense. But
definitely torchable defense.
Yeah, but if I can close on a point, I just want to say I hope the Pittsburgh Steelers lose the remaining of their games, and I hope that the Baltimore Ravens, they find a way to potentially clean house with the coaching staff, and I'm talking top to bottom, special teams coach, offensive coach, defensive coach. He just need to go ahead and be like a linebackers coach or something, and they need to get right in the trenches immediately.
Well,
that's my last take.
If the Ravens don't make the playoffs, I think there will be some house cleaning. I think if the Ravens don't make the playoffs, there will definitely be some house cleaning in Baltimore. So you definitely could be right on that. Sab, from DDOS Network. My brother, we appreciate you for coming on. We look forward to having you back on in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, you make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. DDOS Network, Daily Dosage of Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is brought to you by Edibly Airy. Enjoy the heightened experience of THC edibles in a whole new way. At Edibly Airy, our freeze-dry edibles available in 100 milligram, 200 milligram, 300 milligram, 400 milligram will give you the buzz you crave with a flavor you won't forget. Available in 3 different flavors: watermelon sunset, tropical fruit, and berry. To place orders, please visit the website at ediblyairy.com. While you're there at ediblyairy.com, use a promotion code. You guys see the promotion code on the screen. $ Highly Airy, $. Again, $ Highly Airy, $ for 20% off your first purchase. Follow us on IG at Edibly Airy for new product releases and monthly hookups. Must be 21 and over to purchase. Edibly Airy, the best freeze-dry edibles out. Go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Highly Opinionated, jam-packed episode 10. Let's get to it. NFL Week 14 recap. I start off with the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. The Lions defeat the Cowboys 44-30. Lions improved their record to 8-5. They dropped the Cowboys to 6-1. Dak Prescott 31-47, 376 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 5 times. Javonte Williams 17 carries, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. CD Lamb 6 catches, 121 yards. Ryan Flowery, if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, I apologize. 9 catches, 115 yards, 1 touchdown. For the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff 25-34, 309 yards, 1 touchdown. David Montgomery 6 carries, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs 12 carries, 43 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jameson Williams, J-Mo, 7 catches, 96 yards. Tim, your thoughts on the Detroit Lions improving their record to 8-5 and defeating the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, man. Before I get on this game, man, I've been hearing people say, man, the Steelers should have kept George Pickens, right? And you watch this game, you see why the Steelers didn't keep George Pickens. When it's time to shoot, that boy, man, he wasn't running routes. What was he doing? Like, I don't get it. But you wanted them to keep him. They don't throw DK the ball over there. They figured that out this week versus the Ravens, of course, because it's Ravens week, so they figured it out. He wasn't getting the ball before that. But you wanted both of them on the same team, and neither one of them get the ball. You thought he was going to run some routes with the Steelers, and he didn't get – okay. And he actually get the ball in Dallas, and he still wasn't running routes. But to say Dallas, man, they just – defensively, man, they can't get stops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just – they defense. They just couldn't get stops. And I knew before this game, like, once I seen St. Brown was playing, I knew they was going to win the game. Because it was like he that grit guy that he really that guy they lean forward in the passing game. Like J-Mo, the more explosive over the top guy, but he the underneath possession, first down. You know what I'm saying? I need a catch. I need to throw. I'm going there. So once I seen him was playing, I figured they'd beat the Cowboys. Lions, man, they got going to run though because they fighting in the NFC North. So I'm not gonna say they got to win all of them, but they're gonna need some help. And they got, you know what I'm saying? They might got to win all of them, and they're going to need some help, more than likely. But we're going to see what it boils down to.
Yeah, they definitely going to need some help. Right now, they third in that division. They behind Green Bay and Chicago. And right now, they sit on the outside of the playoff picture. So they're definitely going to need some help. To me, this game came down to the red zone. Dallas was 1-3 in the red zone. Detroit was 4 out of 5. So 4 touchdowns out of 5. Dallas was 1-3. 1 touchdown out of 3. Your point about George Pickens, I can't echo it more. Great point. There's a reason why the Steelers trade him. Like, Steelers usually, they have a good receiver. They like to keep him. When they trade the receiver, it's the reason why they trade him. So he didn't give his best effort in this game against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, they found a way to save their season. They attacked Dak Prescott, the offensive line. He got sacked 5 times. Just like I said, just early in the season, just a little bit too little, too late for the Cowboys. I like the moves that they made. I think next year, Cowboys fans have a lot to look forward to. I think they'll have a good offseason. I think they'll have a good draft. But at this point right now, unless the Eagles collapse. That's the only way they're gonna make the playoffs. And I just don't. I think the Eagles got some tough games, but I don't think the Eagles are going to collapse. So, Detroit, they beat up on Dallas. They took advantage of the Dallas defense. They improved their record to 8-5, and they dropped the Dallas Cowboys to 6-1. The next game that we're going to recap, ladies and gentlemen, near and dear to the cities of Pittsburgh and Baltimore. The Pittsburgh Steelers came at M&T Bank, and they robbed the bank, Tim, didn't they?
Yeah.
They defeated the Baltimore Ravens 27-22. Aaron Rodgers, 23 of 34, 284 yards, 1 touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, 4 carries, 15 yards, 1 touchdown. DK Metcalf, 7 catches, 148 yards. Jalen Warren, 3 catches, 49 yards, and 1 touchdown. Baltimore was led by Lamar Jackson, 19 of 35, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Derrick Henry, 25 carries, 94 yards. Lamar Jackson added 43 yards on the ground on the touchdown run. Zay Flowers, 8 catches, 124 yards. I'll start us off on this recap. I'll be short and sweet on this game. There's a certain play that everyone wants to talk about. I'll let my compadre talk about that play. For me, the Baltimore Ravens lost this game to me. Their defense, to me, let them down. This Pittsburgh Steelers offense has been pedestrian, to say the least, coming up into this game. And I should have let my compadre go first, but now he's going to mention his name because I'm saying his name. But I was texting Tim Sunday during the game, and it was one name I just didn't hear. I heard him talk about Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf. I did not hear Arthur Smith's name. I was digging deep through the messages. I even hired the private investigator. I even gave the private detective my phone. Say, hey man, go and look at the phone, see if you see Arthur. They couldn't find Arthur Smith's name on Sunday. You feel me? So Arthur Smith called a good game. He got the ball to DK Metcalf. The Steelers offense, to me, Aaron Rodgers in his 40s played better than Lamar Jackson. That's the story. That's the story of the game. And we can talk about other players. We can talk about this should have been, Aaron Rodgers played better, outplayed Lamar Jackson. Aaron Rodgers ran for a touchdown. That's how you know Aaron Rodgers won this game. And let me say this. I picked the Ravens last week. I should have known the Steelers were going to come out. Bro, they do this every year. When we hear this chatter of Mike Tomlin, they come out, they're going to give you one of them Mike Tomlin games. And we knew it. I should have known it was going to be this game. So, congratulations on the Steelers. They improved to 7-6. I don't think the division is over. I still think the Ravens have a chance of winning the division. But I think as of now, the Steelers have improved to 7-6, and they dropped the Ravens to 6-7.
Yeah, man. So I had I ain't gonna say unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch this game. I was out of town doing something. But man, so this I'm trying to word this so correct. The Ravens had the most delusional fan base I met in my life. It's like I don't know, bro. Like I don't know if half the Baltimore got led or something. Like I really don't understand. Like what do y'all be talking about? Like what do y'all be talking about? Like bro, like yo, y'all beat 3 good teams in the Bears. Everybody like the Bears. Y'all know I don't see what y'all see yet, but we'll see what happens. Y'all beat 3 bad teams. Y'all started talking about the Super Bowl again. Y'all beat the Jets, Miami. What was the third team? Jets, Miami. Somebody else with a Minnesota. And Super Bowl went back. I'm like, yo, what do y'all be talking? Like, what y'all do y'all watch football for real? Like, I'm really sorry to question everything. Like, do y'all watch football for real? And no, it wasn't a catch. I'm gonna break that down a little bit more later. No, it wasn't a catch. And to see these analysts go on here talking about, oh man, in my opinion, your opinion doesn't matter, man. What is the rule? I don't care about your opinion. What is the rule? You have to have 2 feet in a football move. Like it's nothing to argue. It's nothing to debate. It's not what y'all think. That's not the rule. But I'll break that down and I'll show you a similar play and why it was called a touchdown. But what y'all not like the Ravens? Y'all not good, bro. Like, can we just call a spade a spade? Y'all not good. Like y'all not good. Quarterback hasn't been good in 4 to 5 weeks. The best performance was Miami. Like, what we talking about? Y'all haven't been playing good football, but now y'all got robbed. Y'all got robbed in Baltimore in the Steelers week. Make that make sense? Y'all think the refs wanted y'all to lose? Like, what in Baltimore? Like, y'all make me so mad. Like, I've been arguing with nuts all day about this rule. Like, yeah, like, and they keep saying the same thing. He got 2 feet in. What's the rule? That's not the rule. Like 2 feet in a football move is the rule. So you just keep saying 2 feet. That doesn't make, that's not the rule. Like, why y'all just keep saying 2 feet? And then they got the nerve to show a play of a Steelers receiver catching the ball like this and taking 4 steps and saying it's the same thing. Like, bro, like when I tell you I'm losing my mind, like I'm really losing my mind. Like how is 4 steps and 2 the same thing to y'all? Like, and y'all saying it's the same thing. Like, what are we doing? Like, I just don't understand, bro. Like, a lot of people, like I tell you, this is why I don't debate a lot of people, bro. A lot of people watch football but don't know football. And it's relevant. Everybody said none of the shows said, you know what? I'd rather y'all would have said I don't like the rule, but it was the correct call. See, now I could be like, okay, we got some stand-up people. Well, we just got people lying. I ain't gonna say they lying because some of y'all, I think y'all know some stuff. But like, what we doing, bro? Like, because y'all giving the vantage point like they got cheated. Like, they didn't get cheated. I'm done, bro.
No, you good. I just think we as sports fans, we like to look at the last play or a play when there's a totality of events in a game. The Steelers were better than the Ravens in that game. For sure. We can talk about the catch, the non-catch, and when you talk about that, I'll give my thoughts. I'll give you what I thought live, and then I'll give you what I thought after looking up the rule or finding out about the rule and looking up the rule. But no, I like the Steelers were the better team. So to me, that should be the overlying message. They played with the grit, they played with the toughness, they played with the will of coming into Baltimore in a hostile environment and getting the dub. So congratulations to the Steelers. They sit in first place in the AFC North at 7-6. The Ravens dropped to 6-7. Last game, we're going to recap the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. The Green Bay Packers improved their record to 9-3-1. The Chicago Bears dropped to 9-4. Caleb Williams from the Chicago Bears, 19-35, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 63 yards. Kyle Monangai, 14 carries, 57 yards. Luther Burden, III, 4 catches, 67 yards. The Packers were led by Jordan Love, 17 of 25, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT. Josh Jacobs, 20 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Christian Watson, 4 catches, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your thoughts on the Packers improving their record to 9-3-1, dropping the Bears to 9-4?
Man, I'm mad the Packers ain't whipping, man. Like I'm mad. Like when teams be going up 14-3 and stuff like that, I just be mad because it's like it make the other team believe they can play with them. Like I don't think the Bears can really play with them, honestly. Like I just don't see it. Like if you start to run for the Bears, like Caleb Williams, like he's gifted. Like I ain't gonna lie to y'all, he's gifted, can make all the throws, but like he missed a lot of layups to me. So it's like if you look at his stat line, most of the weeks it look like the same. Like he got a low completion percentage, and it's like that. And a lot of them he missed a layup. That's really why his completion percentage is low. Of course, he's young, so he can get better. But I'm just saying, for this year, right now, I just don't believe in the Bears like everybody else do. I just don't see it. Packers, Jordan Love looked like. I mean, we're gonna have to say it in the playoffs because last playoffs he folded a little bit, like because he been playing the second half of the season really well the last 2 years. He got doing in the playoffs. Like to me, they have I'm not like Christian Watson looked like he could be a number 1. So it looked like offensively they lean on Jacobs. I like Jacobs physical, hard-nosed style of running the ball. So like they had the dimensions and pieces to do something. It just going to depend on Love in the playoffs. Like is he going to excel his game or is he going to stay? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to go back to turnovers and not? You know what I'm saying? Not taking advantage of what they got going. What they got going on. So, but shout out to the Packers, man. Got to win at home. Took first in the North for the moment, and they see the Bears in 2 weeks, I think. So they'll get to see the game again in Chicago.
Yep. I want to give shout out to the Packers. Definitely improved their record. I thought for the most part, their defense played well. I'm a little scared about the Packers' rush defense. They gave up 138 yards on the ground. That's scary for teams that they'll have to see in the playoffs. Jordan Love played well. If Jordan Love plays well, the Packers will be in every game and they will be right there at the end in the NFC playoffs. To me, their offense dictates on him how he plays. If he plays well, they'll be in every game. If he doesn't play well, the Packers could lose to anybody in the NFC. Christian Watson's revelation coming back, showing that speed. They miss him. You remember they lost Tucker Kraft, the tight end, early in the season. So Christian Watson is kind of like filling. He's not a tight end, but he's filling that number one role that Tucker Kraft had with the injury that Tucker Kraft had.
I feel like if they had him, I would look at them a little bit more like I'd be a little bit more nervous.
Yeah, they would be well rounded. You got a tight end, you got a run back, you got wide receivers, you got everything. I still think they can. I think right now, I think the Packers and the Rams, to me, are the two best teams in the conference, NFC. Now, could that be subject to change? We got matchups that can dictate that. But I think if Jordan Love plays well, the Packers, they will be in every game in the playoffs. They will be in every game. I think the Packers are going to win this division. So, like I said, I definitely think the Packers, they showed out. Like I said, concerned about their rush defense. Now, Chicago. I disagree with you on Chicago. I think you said this when we had Tone on. That you didn't think the Bears were going to make the playoffs. I do. I don't know what more the Bears can do. They go to Philly on Black Friday. Everybody say, man, that's a big game. They beat Philly. Oh, man, Philly ain't this. Which, by the way, I'm not picking on your team, but I saw this coming during the preseason. Because they got a new offensive coordinator. So you could just see, like, the slippage was going to come as far as the offense. I ain't think the offense was going to be bad. You feel me? Where they're going to be throwing eggs at Kevin Petula's house. But you can see the slippage coming. So they go to Philly. They beat the Super Bowl champs. They're like, oh. Huh? Say it again?
Nah, I was saying they was throwing eggs at Kevin Petula's house. I said, I was out there with him, man.
Oh, my God. So, well, look, the offense is bad. Somebody deserved to be egged. I don't necessarily know if it's his house, but something deserved to be egged in the Philadelphia Eagles offense. I don't know if it's a coordinator, person who called it, or the player. Something need to get right. But so they go to Philly, and now they beat Philly. Oh, well, Philly ain't the same. Okay. To me, like you said, this Green Bay game. Green Bay was up, and Chicago fought back. They fought back to make the game respectable. They fought back to So Green Bay got up 14-3. Chicago outscored them 11-7 in the fourth. 11-7 in the third, and then it was 7-7 in the fourth. Yes, Caleb Williams misses too many easy throws. I'll give you that. But I think this Bears team is improving. I'm not picking them to go to the Super Bowl, but I think the Bears are going to make the playoffs. I think that Detroit game at the end of the season, I think that game will come down to who make the playoffs. And I don't want to foreshadow, but I think the Bears will find a way to win that game. Caleb needs to improve. He threw that interception at in the end zone to end the game. It was the same play he threw the touchdown to basically clinch the game against the Eagles. They ran the same play against the Packers, and he should have put more. He should have led the guy to the power line. He didn't lead him to the power line, and that's why the ball got intercepted. But I think Caleb can work on that. Ben Johnson has been a revelation with him. I think Ben Johnson can work on that. I like where the Bears sit. You wasn't on the show last week. I picked Green Bay to win this game. I didn't think Chicago was going to sweep Green Bay, and I don't think Green Bay is going to sweep Chicago. So I think both of these teams will be 1-1 by the end of the season. So congratulations on the Packers, improving their record to 9-3-1, sitting in first place in the NFC North and second place in the whole NFC conference. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time, the best segment in sports. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, our NFL observations, our week 4 takeaways. Tim, start us off, my brother.
Yeah, man. Y'all know I don't like doing this, man. I don't like calling for people jobs, but Stefanski gotta get out of there, man. Like, he incompetent. Like, he just don't know what he's doing. Like, it's so obvious. Like, I told y'all in the beginning of the season. Remember I said they shouldn't start Flacco, and Flacco was done, and you know what I'm saying? And they started Flacco, and they was losing, traded Flacco to Cincinnati, right? I told y'all then. Like, I told y'all week 1 he should have been fired. Now they go through Dillon, and then they go to Shador, right? Shador, we gotta get that completion percentage up, but you've been playing better football than Dillon Gabriel, so we knew you should have been starting. But To take him out after he got a game-winning drive, we take him out and do a wildcat play. Like, I don't know, like, that might be top 5 worst calls I ever seen in my life. Like, he should have had a pink slip on his way. After he called that play, if I'm the owner, I'd have walked down, shook his hand, like, I appreciate your service, man. He'd have been gone. It's just that simple. That's number 1 for me. My second one. The Ravens weren't cheated. The Ravens were not cheated. I'm going to let y'all see this clip because this is why I knew it wasn't a touchdown as soon as I seen it, because I seen the same play last year, ironically, versus the Eagles versus Rams game.
Johnny Wilson, the man in motion. Hurts looking left. Oh, an end zone. This is close because it's 1-2. And the punch comes out. That might be a touchdown. Hang on here a second. Catch 1, 2.
Ruling on the previous play.
3.
Is under review.
Yeah. Terry McAuliffe, is that a touchdown?
Absolutely, Mike, it's touchdown. He gets control, 2 feet down in bounds.
I wish run it back so we can hear that end of I want them to hear it from them first before I say it, like, so we can hear the end of it, because he was breaking down why it was a touchdown. Can we just go back just to hear the end?
Johnny Wilson, the man in motion. Hurts looking left. Oh, an end zone. This is close because it's 1-2. And the punch comes out. That might be a touchdown. Hang on here a second. Catch 1, 2.
Ruling on the previous play.
3.
Is under review.
Yeah. Terry McAuliffe, is that a touchdown?
Absolutely, Mike, it's touchdown. He gets control, 2 feet down in bounds.
So for some reason, they keep cutting off at the last part. So if you see the third move, Terry, what's his name? Terry
McLaurin, NBC's rule.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin. He said he gets 2 feet down and he drags the third foot, which makes it a football act, which makes it a catch, even though the ball is punched out after that. So Ravens fans, it's the same thing. So I don't know why this is such crazy to see. Like, there's no difference. That's basically the same play, the same exact play. All you gotta do is take another step, extend your arm, anything else. He can fall to the ground, anything. That's a football move in the end zone.
My bad for cutting you off, bro. Show them the Ravens play. Show them the Isaiah Likely touchdown play. If we got that.
My God.
I think we got that.
Wait.
Okay. Well,
hopefully we can get the Likely play before this airs. But
we'll have the Likely play. We'll have the Likely play in the show. But when you guys see the Likely play on here, you'll see what Tim is saying about how it's similar to what AJ Brown did and what Isaiah Likely did. Go ahead, bro.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. No one got cheated. Like, you know what I'm saying? The ref's not against y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they'd be against y'all anyway. No, I don't know. But no one got cheated, bro. That's just the rule. Do I like the rule? No, I don't agree with the rule either, but that's the NFL rule. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't like a lot of NFL rules, but those are the rules they have in place. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't get cheated. It wasn't a touchdown. It's just that simple. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to keep arguing, argue with somebody else, because I ain't debating no more. None of y'all delusionals. It wasn't. It just wasn't. It wasn't a touchdown. My last one. Boy, I was waiting for this. Boy, I had to wait a week. Boy, I was duggying last night. Boy, I was duggying. Hey, look, man.
Duggying over what?
Hey, man, look. This is all I'm gonna say, man. When we made our NFL prediction this year. Matter of fact, what I'm doing? Hey, Adam, play the clip for me. I'm tripping. Adam, play the clip for me. My wild card teams, right? My wild card teams is Baltimore, Miami, and Houston. So I know y'all wondering where that other team at that y'all like a lot, but I don't have them making the playoffs.
Oh,
yeah. So if you look at my list, you'll see who's not on there. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that, but you know, I stand on what I say.
Hold on. Time out. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta ask this man. So
yeah,
the team that has represented the AFC in the Super Bowl the last like 4 years, 3 years, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it.
They ain't gonna make it.
Okay.
I'm sorry to tell y'all. Y'all heard it here first, right?
Okay.
You know, I had a lot of things that I said before last year that went right. Some things went wrong, but I'm pretty.
We're gonna focus on what's right.
Yeah,
just focus on all things on this show, brother. Right there.
I mean, like, it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, right? They missing their best receiver technically for the first 6 games. So I'm just going to see Kelsey 35. He just got married to Taylor Swift. That's a whole nother. I'm just telling you, it ain't going to look right in Kansas City. But y'all heard it here first. I'm giving y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all heard it here first. Dang, boy. Yo, that boy good. Yo, I don't know who that guy is, but I know.
Hey, bro, listen. Hey, yo, listen. You talked earlier about your job being on the line. If I ever meet that guy, yeah, your job on the line, bro. I'm hiring that guy. That's why I'm hiring that guy.
That boy good, bro. Like that's some exquisite journalism, sports, whatever y'all want. That boy is real, like, dang, bro. And you see JG, that's my guy. You see his face, he looked at me like he said, Tim, I think he texted me and said, Tim, you all right, brother? We need to check you in the rehab center. I think I got that message. I think that's the look he gave me. But all I'm gonna say is when you know, man. And I know they got a 14% chance, so this could blow up on me. But I tell you this, it better not. It better not, and it shouldn't. Like, if you look at the rest of their schedule, it shouldn't. So, all I'm gonna say is tune in to Highly Opinionated. We give some of the best takes, man.
This brother right here, man, he knows football. He knows what he's talking about. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't come out with John Sanders, but when I first heard it, I'm like, what? But then when you went on to explain, I'm like, okay. And then the best thing you had me was the schedule. Guys, not being able to she writes the schedule, the first place schedule. Eventually, bro, a first place schedule gonna wear you down. It definitely has worn down the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, you can talk about it. This might blow up in your face. No, it ain't even. You were right, brother. You deserve all your flowers. You deserve everything on that one, brother. You called it from the jump. So.
Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Before I get my takeaways, I butchered Terry McCauley. That's his name, Terry McCauley. That's the NBC's football rules analyst. So Terry McCauley. Great takeaways, Tim. Smart as always, brother. That Chiefs one, we gotta put that in the Hall of Fame, bro. We both have gave some great takes. For a guy that gives takes out, I think that's the best one I've heard, and that's including some of the ones I've gave because you was on it. You was steadfast from the jump, and you never wavered. So you deserve.
Before you go, man, I wish I put a couple dollars on that, boy. We might have been syndicated, boy. If I put a couple dollars on that.
Oh my god. Well, don't worry, bro. Syndication coming. We give out a couple more of these takes, and we do what we supposed to do. Oh, it's coming. Don't worry. It's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. Great takeaways, brother. As always, I'll start my Week 14 observations, takeaways. I want to show some love. This guy's been maligned. He's been made fun of. He played well. I know he played against a bad team, but he played well. J.J. McCarthy, 16, his best game as a pro. 16 of 23, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The Minnesota Vikings defeated the Washington Commanders 31-0. Shout out to J.J. McCarthy. He played well again. He's been criticized all season. He has played bad. He would be the first one to admit. I don't think J.J. McCarthy is a bust. I thought J.J. McCarthy is kind of set up in the wrong position, trying to replace Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones. It's funny to say that, but he's replacing those two guys. But he played well, had a good game against the Commanders. Let's just see where he can go from here. These last remaining games for the regular season, to me, are crucial for his development. Let's see what he does. So, shout out to Daniel Jones. I said Daniel Jones. I'm sorry. Shout out to J.J. McCarthy and what he did. Kevin O'Connor, what they did against the Minnesota, what they did with the Minnesota Vikings against the Washington Commanders. My next takeaway: it's over for the Colts, man. They went bellied up. They went up. They went all in this season. Daniel Jones was playing well. They traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. They've lost Daniel Jones to a torn Achilles. Sauce Gardner has a calf injury, and they're going to be definitely crucial with that now that Daniel Jones tore his Achilles. They already are without DeForest Buckner, the best defensive lineman that they had. Tre'Davious Ward is in concussion protocol. Anthony Richardson, the backup quarterback, is hurt. Riley Leonard, the rookie quarterback, he's hurt. The coach schedule, last 4 games of the season is absolutely 100% brutal. This is a team a couple weeks ago that was fighting for the number 1 seed. They might not win another game. They play this weekend. They play at Seattle. They play San Francisco. They play Jacksonville. Then they at Houston the last week of the season. They might lose all 4 of those games. They probably will lose all 4 of those games with a rookie quarterback or unexperienced quarterback, or a journeyman quarterback. So I feel bad for the Colts. Tough to see Daniel Jones tear his Achilles on Sunday at Jacksonville. Tough situation, but yeah, I think their season is over. Go ahead.
I get why a lot of people saying that, right? But so I'm gonna play if I'm the coach, right? So we do have Daniel Jones, right? A lot of y'all probably not felt familiar with Riley Leonard, right? But he's the same. He's basically Daniel Jones, but younger. Like he's the same, probably a little better thrower. He can run the ball. They both was coached under the same player at Duke. Like I don't think it's completely over. I think they more than likely will lose to the Seahawks, but them other 3 games are still winnable. Texas, they got. I know the Texas defense is great, but their offense is less to be desired. For real, to beat them, you gotta get probably 20. I mean, it's gonna be the number gonna sound weird because it's not an odd number, but like 22 or more points, you can beat them. Because their offense isn't really that good. The Jaguars it's Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence still throw the ball to the wrong team, so I ain't really sold on the Jaguars neither. So it's really gonna be the 40 them NFC West teams. Now, if y'all can steal one of those, that'd be perfect. But I can see him going 2-2. Like I think Steichen with like a week to prepare. Like he I don't know what's the severity of Riley Leonard energy. This is based off if Riley and Leonard is playing. I don't know about Anthony Richardson. I can't give y'all no tape. Never mind. But yeah, this is based off Riley Leonard. I think they still will be all right if Riley Leonard plays and they put up on defense.
I don't. Not. I'll get to Riley Leonard in a second. They just got too many injuries at key positions. You lose your best corner, your second best corner is in concussion protocol. Debating on where you look at Ward and Gardner, whoever the best and second best is. You lose your anchor in the defensive line. Listen, all you gotta do to beat the Colts is stop Jonathan Taylor. You put the ball in the quarterback's hand, whether it's Riley Leonard, Miles Leonard, or Kawhi Leonard. Bro, their season over, in my opinion, because they don't have the adequate pieces that they need to compete in the AFC. So I just don't think, and if they go 2-2, I don't think that's gonna get them that last wild card spot. So I just think their season is over. They're in a tough situation. The Texans got the last spot. Right?
I'm saying if they beat the Texans, because the Texans not about to go undefeated neither. So like I'm just saying, hypothetically, if they
if they beat the Texans, they would need some things to happen. But yeah, they would.
When they still win a division, if they beat the Texans and the Jags.
Yeah, they beat the Texans and the Jags. Yeah, they would win the division. But I just don't think that they are. I've been critical of Trevor Lawrence.
I think everybody don't think they are. But that's why it's good, because everybody don't think you got a chance. So that's the best team to be.
No, yeah, I get that. But for me, Liam Cohen has made Jacksonville a better team. Trevor Lawrence has improved the last couple of weeks. No interceptions yesterday. You feel me? If he doesn't turn the ball over, Jacksonville can be in every game. I don't think he had an interception
yesterday.
They played Jacksonville played the Colts. They played Indianapolis. They're the one that tore Daniel Jones' Achilles. Yeah. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence for 17 and 32 touchdowns. So yeah, for me, Trevor Lawrence don't turn the ball over. I think Jacksonville will be fine. But yeah, for me, I just think the Colts season, man. Yeah, I just think it's tough with all those injuries. I think their season is pretty much over. My next takeaway, Mike McDaniel. I said Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel. Dolphins head coach. He might be saving his job. The Dolphins, man, they start off the season slow. Start off the season 1-6. Tim, they 6-7. You feel me? And if you look at their schedule, they at Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati, Tampa Bay at home, and then they go to New England. They can win all 4 of those games. They can realistically win all 4 of those games. So now the New England game might be a little cold. Might be a little cold. It will be cold. We know that. But they found a way to win the cold in New York on Sunday. So they should be good. They should be good in that. Listen, they play New York, and then they play Pittsburgh next week in the cold. So if they can find a way to beat the Jets, they can find a way to win the Steelers, they might be able to beat the Dolphins. So we talked your predictions when you was talking about the Chiefs. You had the Dolphins up there as a wild card.
I did not know. You're right.
I don't think that's far fetched. They still have a chance. It's not the best chance, but they still have an outside chance on making the wild card, man. So yeah, Mike McDaniel, man, he might have saved his job. Man. I like what he's doing with my. Went from a dumpster fire to competing for the playoffs. Go ahead.
What do you think will save his job? Like if they, what record wise, do they have to
make the playoffs? Oh, if they make the playoffs.
Okay.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off. If they make the playoffs, I think they definitely gonna keep his job. But the fact that he's keeping his team competitive, where they lost Tyreek Hill, they lost other guys, they traded guys, et cetera, I think this is showing that he should keep his job.
So,
Miami is devoid of talent, bro. Like if you look at their rosters compared to other teams' rosters, they don't have the talent. So for him to have this team, because JG came on the show, and I agreed at that moment they were a dumpster fire early in the season. Again, 1-6 now, they 6-7. You get what I'm saying? Right. Won five out of their last 6 games. So yeah, man. He definitely earned. He definitely trying to find his way to keep his job, and I think if he keep progressing in the season, they keep showing up in games, and they ain't getting blown out like they were earlier in the season. Yeah, man, he'll definitely keep his job. My last takeaway, I want to go back to the Commanders and the Vikings game. I don't know what the hell the Commanders doing playing Jaden Daniels. Like, bro, I have no idea why y'all decided to play this man. But listen, whatever happened, y'all deserve whatever the hell happened. Like, y'all deserve whatever happened. The Commanders going into the game was 3-9. Now, Tim, I'm not going to tell NFL players to try to tank, but bro, if you have a quarterback and you get a top 5 pick, to me, that's gold. Because now you can trade down, you can improve your roster, you can do whatever you need to do. Washington has money. Listen, I thought Jaden Daniels was a little bit overrated coming into the season. I got to the NFC Championship game. To me, that had more so of the teams that he played to get to the conference championship than it did him. I'm not taking nothing away from him. But he did get there. He deserved that. Bro, don't do the same thing y'all did with RG3. Sit Jaden Daniels for the rest of the season. The man went out there against at Minnesota on Sunday and damn near broke his left arm again. Like, come on, man. Like, sit him. Try to improve your team by improving your draft status in the draft. Get yourself a top 5 pick. Trade out of that. You don't need a top 5 pick if your team is coming up for a quarterback. You can improve your team that way. Washington, come on, man. Do better. You have a franchise quarterback. You allegedly have a franchise quarterback. Sit him out. He don't need the reps this season. This season is lost. Sit him out. Let's improve the team during the offseason. Let's get ready for next season. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. Tim, NFL season is quickly winding down. We've seen the end of the college season. Now it's bowl times, and now we know it's NFL season. NFL season is winding down as well. Week 15 NFL preview. Let's start with a marquee matchup in the AFC and the AFC East, to be specific. The 9-4 Buffalo Bills travel to New England to take on the 11-2 New England Patriots. New England on a bye in week 14, late bye for them, so they're coming off coming out being rested, I should say. The Bills are favored by 1.5. The over/under is 50.5 points. Tim, Buffalo Bills win or the New England Patriot wins?
I think that spread tell you what they think about this game, right? It's low, but the Bills are the favorite on the road, right? And I think they just think that because been there before, intensity of this game, like, because it's really like a playoff game for the Bills, right? So I think the Bills' intensity, the energy, like, I just think I'm not one of them. I hate to say they want it more because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, but I just think all that's gonna factor in. Like they try and get on the heater to go, you know what I'm saying, to go Super Bowl aspirations. They know, especially looking over, guys see Mahomes and them, like, don't look like you're gonna have to see Lamar and them, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Lamar and them still in the shot, but as of right now, like, you just looking at the landscape, it's like
no Joe Burrow.
No Burrow. Like, I might just gotta beat Bo Nix and CJ Stroud, or you know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to those guys, but I know I'm Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying? And I know what I am. So like, I like the Bills, man. I just think it's that time. They put him and Joe Burrow put up a hell of a performance Sunday, and I just think he about to make that MVP race a little closer, in my opinion. Like I think it's about to get a little interesting.
So you like Buffalo to get that lick back and defeat New England. This is their second meeting of the season. They met week 4 Sunday Night Football. The Patriots went to Buffalo and defeated Buffalo 23-20. Again, both teams come in winning records. Bills 9-4. The Patriots come in 11-2. Usually in games like this, I usually go with, like, if you win the first game, I usually go with you winning the second game. But I actually think that these teams have played each other 3 times this year. So with that, I actually think the Patriots are going to win this game. I think the Patriots, people are still like trying to figure out who they are, what they're about. Like, are they real or are they not? I think Mike Vrabel has coached up these boys well. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So I think you said it wrong. I think you meant to say, because you said if you normally pick, I think you meant to say you normally flip. Like if you don't think.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I normally flip. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I normally, in a division rival like this, good teams, I usually, the person who wins the first game, I usually flip on the second game. But I actually think the Patriots are the better team. I think the Patriots will be able to attack the Bills' defense. That's the one question I have with Buffalo. Yes, no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow as of now with Lamar, but Burrow and Mahomes are not going to make the playoffs. So this Buffalo's team, to me, this is it. This is it. This is the year where they got to get to the Super Bowl. They have no choice but to get to the Super Bowl, looking at the road and the quarterbacks that they have in there that might be in that pathway. But I think New England, people are still trying to figure out, are they real? I mean, their best wins came on the road. They beat Tampa on the road, and then they beat Buffalo on the road. That's their 2 best wins of the season. So I think this solidified New England and further put them as a number 1, number 2 seed in the AFC. So I'm going to take New England to win this game. Give me the Patriots to defeat Buffalo. Should be a good game. That game is 1 o'clock on CBS. Iron Eagle, J.J. Watt. My God, I forgot. Evan Washburn to be on the call for CBS. Next game we're going to preview. Could this be a Super Bowl preview? The 9-3-1 Green Bay Packers travel to Denver to take on the 11-2 Denver Broncos. Green Bay Packers are favored by 2.5. The over-under is 43.5. This game will be called on CBS. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. CBS's A-team will be on the call. I saw picking this game. That's a lot of great games this week in Week 15 in the NFL. We're only doing 3, but you got Dolphins Steelers, a sneaky good game. You got Colts Seahawks, depending on what the Colts quarterback situation will be. By the way, we just heard word that the Colts are interested in Phillip Rivers, so we are definitely intrigued and looking at that now differently about the Colts. So that should be enticing. But to me, this is the game of the week, and I am going to take the home team. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos get after Jordan Love, force him to a turnover or 2. They stopped the run game with Josh Jacobs. So give me the Denver Broncos to keep their win streak going and improve their record to 12-2.
Yeah, man. So in my notes, I had a Packers. Like I was sold on the Packers. Then I was like, I don't know, man. They going on the road. Love been real clean lately. Broncos got a good defense. And I switched to the Broncos, man. I like the Broncos as well at home, man. I think they figure out a way to win. But I think this should be one of the better games of the day for sure. Like, it should be a real close. Like, I think this should be like a 24-20 type of game. Like, should be a real good one.
No, definitely should be. Both teams obviously coming in on win streaks. Packers leading the AFC. Packers leading the NFC North. The Broncos leading the AFC West and number one currently in the AFC. So Broncos number 2 in the NFC. So again, could be a Super Bowl preview. We both like the Broncos. Again, this game will be Sunday at 4:25 on CBS. The last game we're going to preview, Week 15, the NFL. Marquee matchup in the NFC. The 8-5 Detroit Lions travel to the 10-3 Los Angeles Rams. This game is Sunday, 4:25 on Fox. Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi will be on the call for Fox. Tim, who gets this win? The Detroit Lions or the LA Rams?
Man, as always, when these two teams play, you know, the two quarterbacks always going to be talked about because they was basically traded for each other. So, man, just a tough game, man. But I think one NFC North team gets the road win. It's going to be the Lions, man. I just think Dan Campbell and the grit of the Lions team. I think they just going to figure out how to win this game. I think Goff going to play clean. Like, the Rams defense is good. I'm not a big fan of their secondary yet. I'm not sold. Like, I feel like my boy number 1, Forbes, he hit or miss most of the time. And I think they could take advantage in the passing game. And then y'all know about Jahmyr Gibbs. And, you know what I'm saying? I think that offense is all explosive. And I think that D-line got going last week. And I think they about to start ramping it up to get a little bit more going and get some pressure on Stafford. So give me the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions. Like the Lions to defeat the Rams. I am going to take the Rams. I like the Rams to defeat the Lions. I think the Rams understand what's at stake, trying to get the number 1 seed. I understand they have Seattle on their heels. And I want to mention a team that kind of like nobody's like flying under the radar. I know we talk about Seattle as the second best team in that division. They got San Francisco on their heels as well. San Francisco is starting to get a little bit more healthier. Body's starting to come back. So San Francisco had a bye week this week as well, late bye week. So for me, I think this is a very, very important game for the Rams. So I like the Rams. I think Matthew Stafford makes another MVP presentation to the masses, to the media. So give me the Rams. I like the Rams to defeat the Lions on Sunday. Again, the Rams are favored in this game by 5.5. And the over-under in this game is Rams favored by 5.5. The over-under is 55.5. So they definitely expect some scoring in this game. I don't know if the Rams are going to do 5.5, but I like the Rams to win the game outright. So should be a great game. It's both 4:25 games on CBS and Fox. So Packers and Broncos on CBS, Lions and Rams on Fox. Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys see on your screen, notable games this week in the NFL. We have the LA Chargers traveling to Kansas City to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. We have the aforementioned Indianapolis Colts traveling to Seattle. We have the Miami Dolphins traveling to Pittsburgh. Out of those 3 games, brother, what game catches your attention?
Chargers Chiefs, man. Chargers Chiefs. Chargers can do what I need them to do for once. Chargers Chiefs. I actually wish Herbert didn't play tonight so he could be well rested, hand a little better for the Chiefs, because that's when we really need them. That game right there. Y'all gonna lose the Eagles. Don't you know what I'm saying? We need you for this game. We need you for the Chiefs. I need you the way the Chiefs been putting y'all, running that division, putting them out. Just put them out of their misery. So Chargers Chiefs.
Chargers Chiefs. I'm looking at Colts Seahawks. As I mentioned when we were picking the games, Phillip Rivers. The Colts are bringing in Phillip Rivers for a lookout. Man, I'm intrigued. I'm interested because I said no hope for Riley Leonard, Miles Leonard, or Kawhi Leonard. But Phillip Rivers, I know what he is. I know what he represents. The question is, as Tim was doing, can he still sling that arm? Can he still throw the ball? So I'm looking forward to that Colts Seahawks game. Another thing, Seattle blew Atlanta out on Sunday. Atlanta first half was close in that game. They had a reasonable quarterback, reasonable offense. Atlanta could have won that game. I told y'all this a couple weeks ago with Sam Darnold, man. He getting away with some stuff. Stuff he getting away with. If you try that in the playoffs, Seattle gonna be one and done. They're gonna be one and done. So the Colts, again, they missing some players. I'm mainly looking at that Phillip Rivers, man. I'm looking at Phillip, man. If Phillip can come back and play, man, That'll be something good for the Colts. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here with college basketball. As you guys see on your screen, the college basketball schedule. We got games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Just to name a few. On Tuesday, number 18 Florida versus number 5 UConn. On Saturday, you have number 1 Arizona taking on number 12 Alabama. Number 25 UCLA taking on number 8 Gonzaga. Tim, no, you're not deep into college basketball yet, but so far, what you've seen in college basketball, what you think of the season so far?
I think so. Crazy thing, I think NIL helps basketball more than football, in my opinion.
Yes,
like,
it does.
I think it's more priority in basketball. It helps basketball. I don't feel like it helps football much, honestly. Yeah, and that's my thoughts. I think that Gonzaga game, I'm always interested in seeing Gonzaga with Mark Few. So that game, if I did, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna watch it. But if I was not in football mode, I would take a look at Gonzaga.
I'm looking at the Big 12 this year in college basketball. We got Arizona in the Big 12, Iowa State in the Big 12, Houston's in the Big 12, BYU's in the Big 12, Texas Tech is in the Big 12, Kansas is in the Big 12. So I think last year we had the SEC. They had like 13 or 14 teams make the big NCAA tournament. The Big 12 to me this year is the best conference with those teams that I mentioned. Iowa State team in the Big 12. They went to Purdue over the weekend and destroyed the number 1 team. Wasn't even close. Iowa State dominated the game from start to finish. So I'm looking forward to see this race in the Big 12. Most of the preseason predictions, they're like the top four seeds, top 4 teams that people thought in the Big 12. Think about this. The conference is so deep. People weren't even talking about Kansas. And Kansas might have the best player in the country with Doran Patterson, freshman. So I'm looking forward to seeing this race in the Big 12 for college basketball as the season progresses. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for watching episode 62 of the best sports show out, Highly Opinionated. For the best editor, the best producer, the best guy here on Highly Opinionated, Ross. That guy right there, ladies and gentlemen, my guy, Randallstown Rec legend himself, Tim. I'm Merely Josh. We'll see you guys next week. We out.
Appreciate y'all.